Dr. Biden, how was your anniversary?
Oh, that one was just too easy. I didn't have a choice. I really didn't have a choice. Hey, everybody, welcome back. My name is Jordan Garza, and this is Unredacted. I got a handful of stories for you guys today. On top of Biden not being able to, ride a bike by himself, he also needs extensive cheat sheets just to remind him to say hello and take his seat. The Democrats are employing an interesting campaigning strategy that I think I've seen before, but we'll get into that one. And AOC is an impressive multitasker. She can go on national television. She was on Colbert last night. She can go on national television and both dodge questions about her potential 2024 presidency run and just be wildly and factually inaccurate. And that's the part I want to start with that one because that one's going to be the easiest for me to break down. So this is AOC on Colbert last night. Let's just listen to what she has to say, and then I will explain to you why she is just dumb.
The 1800s, the Supreme Court was taken over by the Confederate South and was starting to rule in ways that limited Abraham Lincoln, for example. In the Dred Scott ruling, they ruled that Black Americans are not and can never be full citizens of the United States. And what did Abraham Lincoln do? He signed the Emancipation Proclamation. He ignored the gross overreach and abuse of power.
Now, AOC was correct about the Dred Scott decision, saying that people of African descent could not receive constitutional rights, basically. But let's just look at something. I didn't even go to a website. I just typed in Dred Scott ruling. The Dred Scott ruling was decided in March 6, 1857, 4 years before Abraham Lincoln was elected president. So how did the Confederate South infiltrate the Supreme Court to mess with Abraham Lincoln 4 years before he was elected? It seems a little interesting, but that's not even the best part, because then she said that he signed the Emancipation Proclamation. Again, how? But on top of that, that was 2 years into his presidency, so that is a 6-year difference. Look, hold on. Actually, let me just to be sure. Emancipation Proclamation. January 1st, 1863. So that is 6-year difference. Dred Scott in the Emancipation Proclamation. Seriously? Come on. Oh my God. It's just, I only bring this up because she has something like 13 million followers. She has influence and she doesn't even know basic history. She makes these crazy, wild accusations that people are going to think is true. And then, whatever. Anyway, she went on to say after that, her reasoning for bringing that up was that, Biden should do similar things to Abraham Lincoln to codify Roe v. Wade. And I'm not walking into that minefield. No, sir. No, sir, indeed. No. However, what I am going to talk about is the Democrats they're spending money on Republican ads to boost candidates they think are more favorable. Now, I have multiple stories about this one. This is just the easiest one to pull up. Let's just read a little bit of it. And then I have some personal notes on it, but let's just read a little bit. So Democrats spend nearly $1 million in scheme to boost far-right Republicans in Maryland governor race. So in Maryland governor race, the DGA has bought television ads totaling more than $900,000 promoting state delegate Dan Cox in the 2 weeks leading up to the July 19th primary. The ads will run through Baltimore media. They're promoting people that they think are harder to elect or far right or pro-life, because right now that's one, a hot topic issue, and because they are floundering. They are losing in every aggregate poll I can find. And there was one spot that was traditionally Democrat. I don't remember if it was a state. I think it might have just been a region, but it was traditionally Democrat, and it was typically plus 11. It's predicted to flip this year because of just people would rather vote for a ham sandwich than a Democrat right now. It doesn't matter. I could probably run if I had a little bit of money just to put up in ads. So like I said, I had some personal notes, like just some stuff that I write down on the fly, and I should really do better about sourcing it. But the Democrats spent almost $20 million in GOP primaries to influence what they call unelectables into office, running ads that promote more controllable politicians, people that they feel, like I said, people they're more easily controlled. Do you know the last time they did a similar type of strategy? It was in 2016, and they did it to Trump. So it backfired horribly then, and now they're going to try it again. So I don't know. I just feel like they're just falling apart at the seams, and they know it. And like I said, this is just one example. Like 900,000 just on this one delegate, but like I've seen multiple reports, and I think I put it together. It was something in the realm of like $20 million. And I mean, I feel like you kind of have to do that when you have a president that can't remember where he's supposed to sit. But so this is from the New York Post. You take your seat. Very specific cheat sheet reminder reminds Biden how to act. And I thought this one was great. So he was having a meeting, and at one point or another, he just decided to flash this cheat sheet, and a couple of photographers got pictures of it and enhanced it. But he was just telling everyone how they're giving him what he's supposed to say, and half the time he doesn't even know what he's supposed to do before he gets there. And when you have to put instructions on there that are like, let me find it right here, by his staff instructing the gaffe-prone leader to the free world to take your seat and to limit his remarks to 2 minutes. A photographer snapped the image of the document when Biden held it up backwards at a meeting with the wind industry executives while she attended after skipping an administrative morning meeting with the oil companies about combating record gas prices. So on top of not knowing what he's doing the wrong things, of course. But I'm not really going to get into that. I'm not going to go back into gas prices right now. We're not going to get into the potatoes, I promise. But the paper says you take your seat and you give brief comments, quotations, 2 minutes. You ask Liv Schuler, President AFL-CIO, a question. You thank participants. You depart. He doesn't even know basic decorum. I'm not going to be nice about this. I'm sorry. He has mental decline. He has mental cognition issues. He doesn't know where he is half the time. It's a thing called sunsetting. Have you ever noticed a lot of his meetings are earlier in the day? Because it's called sunsetting, because once the day starts to go on, you kind of start to lose, you wake up in the morning, you're spry, and he's pretty good. And as the day goes on, you kind of say, what? Yeah, that's where he's at. And it's not his fault. And I'm not trying to be mean about it. It's just true. I mean, he's constantly making gaffes, not knowing what he's supposed to do. There was that one video of where he went to shake someone's hand, and the guy, I guess he had moved. Everyone was like, he's hallucinating. No, somebody was supposed to be there, and they moved, and he went to shake his hand. There was no one there, and then he was confused, and he just kind of wandered off stage. And it's not his fault. It's really not. He doesn't know what he's doing. But on top of that, just because it's not his fault doesn't mean we should all go, oh, well, Joe, it's okay. No, dude, you can't. You've got your finger on the button. You can't be in charge of this no more. You don't even know where you are half the time. We can't let you have the button. This is ridiculous. I mean, his own staff is like stopping him from doing half of his job. Look, Biden reportedly has bristled his staff attempting to control his message to the point that they even contradicted his unexpected public utterances without checking with him. Biden reportedly reminded his staff that he is the president. Ooh, actually, he probably did. He probably was like, I'm the president. Because when he gets serious, he does this little whisper. Because that means he's serious. He's like Batman. But no, he reminded that he's the president. And they said, wait, what was it? Biden reportedly reminded his staff that he is the president after they said he didn't mean what he said in March when he called Russian President Vladimir Putin to be removed from power over Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So Biden said something that was actually, somewhat correct, and his staff were like, no, that's not, don't listen to old Joe. Grandpa's just tired. It's after 4. God, anyway. But it's like I said, it's really not his fault. I'm not trying to be mean to the guys. But one thing that I do like to see is what seems to be just like the implosion of the Democratic Party. They're literally funding the oppositional ads in hopes to get easier direct competition because they know they can't win on their own merits. The economy's in the toilet. Gas prices are horrible. Everything's awful. So they know they're in trouble. So they're trying to pull out all the stops. Anything to distract you from the fact that Biden doesn't even know how to walk into a room and say hello properly. Actually a good example of this is something I saw. A bonus story. The example I saw of this was the Daily Wire. So the Daily Wire made something called Daily Wire Plus, and it's like a streaming service, but the Daily Wire is outwardly conservative. So, but they have things like I think it's called Terror on the Prairie with Gina Carano, and then they have What Is a Woman with Matt Walsh. That one was funny to watch. Bravo to Matt Walsh, because that one was incredible. But one thing that I saw though is that the Daily Wire Plus has let me find it. Yeah. The Daily Wire Plus, which now boasts 890,000 paid subscribers, just signed Jordan Peterson to its new Daily Wire Plus. Jordan Peterson has a podcast where I think it's just called, I'm not sure what it's called actually. I think it might just be the Jordan Peterson podcast, but he does it 2 times a week and it gets millions of views. So the fact that they signed Jordan Peterson is just another step in the direction of these guys are just they're taking over. I mean, look at this. Over the past 3 months, the Daily Wire has added tens of thousands of new paying subscribers to. Wait, no, that's not right. I think it's hundreds of thousands, pushing the overall subscriber number of conservative news and media empire founded by Ben Shapiro, Caleb Robinson, and Jeremy Boeing to 890,000 subscribers. That puts the company subscriber base from which stood just shy of 600,000 back in April. Well, yeah, look, see, so it's hundreds of thousands. Now, why are you framing it that way, Forbes? Come on. It's hundreds of thousands. They are just growing exponentially, and I'm sure they'll be at 1 million before, the year is up. And look, this is just like I said, they have Gina Carano and what's the other one? I think they had another one they named in here. No, I guess not. Yeah, well, they have Tara on Prairie, and then they had Matt Walsh's What Is a Woman? And that it's good to see this. This is a sign that the radical left, the people that are just kind of going overboard, CNN, they're losing. Actually, I'm happy I brought that up because look right here. CNN Plus shutting down only a month after it launched. CNN Plus is basically like the antithesis of the Daily Wire Plus. They're just, all leftist. I mean, pretty much, I'm sure it was just round the clock coverage of just people screaming about Trump and, COVID and everything else. But let me see. Let's read a little bit here. CNN Plus, the news network dedicated streaming service, is shutting down before even turning a month old. Chris Litch, the new CEO of CNN, delivered the news to his team at an all-hands meeting on Thursday that the service will shut down entirely on April 30th. And I don't think that one's right. I'm pretty sure they ended up shutting down early. But this was, they put a lot of money into this. Look, it was widely reported that CNN planned to spend about $1 billion on CNN Plus over a few years and had already poured at least $100 million and as much as $300 million into the service. Given the size of the investment, early subscriber numbers were pretty bleak. Axios reported that about 150,000 people had signed up for the $5.99, and then, and that's another thing. The Daily Wire, I'm pretty sure, is like $12 a month, so it's like double the amount, and it's got almost 1 million subscribers now. Well, 900,000, but still, whatever. This was considered a pretty big win because I don't consider myself very, very, very Republican or conservative or very liberal or left wing at all. I would say, like, I think I took a test one time. It was like a political online where you stand test, and they had this little gauge, little meter thing, and it stuck straight up and went boop just a little bit to the right, and that was probably because I'm pretty pro 2A and things like that. But yeah, no, guys, that's pretty much it for me. I think I've ran. I didn't go as long as I did last time. I only had a handful of little things, and I just wanted to call out AOC and make fun of Biden a little bit. And like I said, that thing with the campaigning strategy. I know they did the exact same thing to Trump a few years ago, and it didn't go well for them. And I'm not talking about the last election, the original one where he won. That's the one where they did the exact same strategy. It was almost like they were going to try to meme him into the actual election, and then knowing there had no chance of winning. And that backfired pretty severely on him last time. So, I don't know. I think you would have thought they would have put a little more, effort into not repeating the mistakes of the past. But, a lot of people say the left is insane, and the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Yeah. Over the top, like I said, I didn't want to go into Roe v. Wade, and I just thought it was a couple of fun little stories that we could just, go over. And some of them are important. I think the campaigning stuff could be important, but yep, I'll see y'all guys in the next one. Y'all have a good night and stay safe out there.